Growing up, I loved playing baseball. I was a fan of baseball, watching baseball on TV, and that was my sport. I was disappointed that my baseball career couldn't go further than it did, but it's cool to see that my love for the Lord and, this passion for baseball, God is able to combine them for His glory, and I'm really grateful for that. In college, I decided to study abroad in Ecuador, and that really gave me a love for Spanish speakers and really gave me a desire to use my life as much as possible to get the gospel into the Spanish-speaking world more and to strengthen the Latin American church. And I didn't always know what that looked like, but after college, I did an internship in the Dominican Republic, working with an organization that gives microloans to people trapped in poverty to help them escape that. After that, I decided to go to seminary at Trinity. By God's grace, had a bunch of different cross-cultural experiences. During my time in seminary, I met my wife, who also speaks Spanish and has a love for the Spanish-speaking community around the world. After seminary, I served with an organization that trained pastors in Latin America to read and preach the Bible clearly. I had an article that I wrote and shared online, and my bio for that article said I attended the Orchard and helped lead the Spanish ministry, and someone from a chaplain organization reached out to me and said, "Hey, you interested in serving as a baseball chaplain?" And it's funny that God kind of had prepared me for that. About 6 months before, I just really felt the desire to read up on the experience of Latino players in the major leagues. My wife and I discerned, should we take this opportunity? It helped us discern, it seems like God is leading us this direction. Started going to be the chaplain toward the end of that year. I tell people I was a late season call-up in my first season. The role of a chaplain is a volunteer position. On each Sunday home game, I lead a chapel for the home team Spanish speakers, the away team Spanish speakers, and sometimes we'll even do a little chapel service with the umpires and serve people who want to be served. We were able to invite a bunch of fans before a game to hear players share their testimonies and what God was doing in their lives. There was one player that shared that he came to faith through the testimony and influence and friendship of some other players earlier that year. We speak to a small group of players, but in their families and their communities back home, and hopefully the people who watch them will be impacted by their walk with the Lord and their testimonies. It's also beautiful to see just my confidence in the word of the Lord grow as I speak it clearly and just know that God is going to do a work and it's not going to come back void to Him. You don't have to be a pastor to serve the Lord, to shine as lights for Him. In fact, it's good that the whole church, every part of the body, is shining in their unique way, because we can walk with the Lord and walk in wisdom in the days that He's given us and shine as lights for Him.